Legislative Court dismissed lawsuit against the Election Commission over the short referendum registration deadline.
Thailand launches major crackdown on nominee businesses and illegal foreign land ownership.
Authorities target upgrading Thai durian's brand image in China after record $4 billion exports.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadee-ka, welcome to Thai Pulse. We start with this week's segment with very important event which is going to happen very soon, the general election and the vote on constitutional referendum. So don't forget there are three separate ballots. There's green ballot, pink and yellow ballot. So let me give you some updates on the situation. So on February 3rd, 2026, the Central Administrative Court dismissed a lawsuit against the Election Commission over the late opening and system failure of out-of-district referendum registration. The case was filed by Ms. Usani Patapi Sirikit Lerth Ratananont, a lecturer at Thammasat University, after more than 800,000 people were unable to register in time. The court ruled that the Election Commission acted in accordance with regulations and provided 3 valid registration channels, not only online. So just to give you a background for this case, initially registration for out-of-constituency voter registration was limited to only 3 days, from January 3rd to 5th. The system was unable to accommodate a large number of simultaneous registrations, and there was also insufficient public communication. As a result, although many people were able to register for advance voting, they were unable to register as out-of-constituency voters. The number of voters who are unable to register reached as many as 812,000. Representing around 34% of all advance voters, and that led the plaintiff filed the case to the court. On the other hand, many officials travel to polling stations just to check that everything is ready, like Mr. Thanit Tanbuakli, Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, who inspected election readiness in Bang Plat and Nong Kham districts, just to check on the preparations on polling logistics, staff deployment, public information, and also result announcements as well.
And now since the election is coming up, so concerning the election, I mean certain parties, they have policies concerning the military. The reason I brought those up is because our next topic is about the military. So for over 4 decades now, Thailand has played host to one of the Indo-Pacific's most significant multinational military exercises, Cobra Gold. Right, and this year, Cobra Gold 2026 is coming up. This year marks the 45th edition of the exercise, and once again, Thailand stands at the center of coordinated defense and security cooperation involving nations from around the world. Now, what is Cobra Gold? For those of you who don't know just yet, Cobra Gold is an annual military exercise co-hosted by the Royal Thai Armed Forces and the United States Indo-Pacific Command. And it is one of the largest recurring multinational defense drills in Southeast Asia. It was first held in 1982 with the aim of promoting cooperation, interoperability, and preparedness among allied and partner militaries. Over the years, the exercises have grown in scale and complexity, adapting to evolving security challenges in the region. This year's Cobra Gold will take place from February 24th to March 6, 2026, with more than 8,000 personnel from 30 nations expected to participate. Participation is divided into several tiers. Core participants, we have Thailand, the United States, Singapore, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, and Malaysia. Additional cooperating nations are China, India, and Australia, joining in various activities. Multinational Planning Augmentation Team participants, including countries such as the United Kingdom, France, Canada, New Zealand, Nepal, the Philippines, and others. Observers nations including Brunei, Germany, Jordan, Laos, the Netherlands, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Sweden, Timor-Leste, and Vietnam. One notable absence this year is Cambodia, which previously took part either as a participant or observer. Cobra Gold isn't a single event, it's a suite of activities designed to build capability across a spectrum of defense and humanitarian scenarios.
Right.
Key segments of the exercise include command and control drills, where militaries practice planning and leading operations together. Humanitarian and disaster relief operations, rehearsing how forces can jointly support communities in crisis. There's also field training exercises ranging from amphibious landings and non-combatant evacuations to live fire drills and advanced air and missile defense maneuvers. Specialized training also covers counter-drone tactics, maritime strike missions, long-range artillery support, and signals intelligence coordination. These activities are designed both to enhance military interoperability and to build trust among participating nations. While the exercise is rooted in defense cooperation, Cobra Gold also reflects broader regional priorities, including disaster response readiness, cyber and space domain coordination, and diplomatic engagement. It provides a platform not just for practicing military skills, but for building understanding, communication, and trust among diverse partners. For Thailand, a country situated at the crossroads of Southeast Asia, this exercise reinforces its role as a key partner in regional security architecture. So as Cobra Gold 2026 approaches, attention will turn to how these multinational partnerships can further evolve, not just in military terms, but as mechanism for cooperation that contributes to stability, crisis response, and mutual understanding across borders. So these exercises will not only enhance the skills for the military in Thailand, but it also enhanced the relations between other nations with us as well.
Right. So the next topic, it's about tourism, but very important tourism-related event, which is Chinese New Year.
Yes,
The festival that many look forward to, including myself. So according to the Tourism Authority of Thailand, this year, there's a report on strong signs of recovery in Chinese tourism market. So it's a big holidays in China. Traditionally, Chinese would take these holidays to go out overseas to, some stay in the country just for holidays. According to TAT, Deputy Governor for Asia and South Pacific Markets, Chinese arrivals averaged 13,000 to 14,000 visitors per day since early 2025, despite a slight slowdown on January 3rd to 4th. So China still remains Thailand's top inbound market. If you talk about the top three tourists that come to Thailand the most, Chinese is always among one of them, So this upcoming Chinese New Year, Chinese tour agents report rising inquiries and bookings, boosting confidence for a strong Chinese New Year season. And current daily arrivals of Chinese tourists are higher than December 2025. Good news, which was already considered strong. So safety concerns like crane accidents that recently happened in Thailand or isolated violent incidents have not reportedly affected the demand that much. But the event that many people look forward to, which is Yawarat Chinese New Year Festival, this year unfortunately is not going to be organized. The organizing committee has announced the cancellation of the Chinese New Year celebrations in Yawarat, scheduled initially for February 17th to 18th. The event was called off as the dates fall during the national mourning period for Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother, and the organizers say that festivities are inappropriate during this time. But even though the public celebrations and parades will not take place, families and temples may still observe traditional rituals quietly at home.
I have a Chinese background with my father's family, but I'm not very close to the customs of the Chinese way because I was raised by my mother and she's Thai. And but I'm getting the hang of it once I grow up more and more, right? And also in Chinese belief, they also have the unlucky year as well, or in Thai we call it Bi Chong, right? Every Chinese New Year, every after Chinese New Year, people who's within the unlucky year zodiacs, they would go to Chinese temples to pray to the gods, to the deities, and also asking for good luck and hopefully that this unlucky year of theirs will be as smooth as it can get. And this year, I'm one of the unlucky zodiac, 50%. So definitely after Chinese New Year, I'm going to be visiting the Chinese temples for sure. And for those of you who believe about this kind of thing, maybe you want to give it a visit as well.
Right. And you know, I think Thai people are very lucky. I mean, we're lucky enough to celebrate 3 New Years. We celebrate Thai, International, and Chinese. So Chinese New Year is a huge thing in Thailand. So if you don't know where to go, come to Thailand. We are so ready to welcome you, right?
All right, so those are our 3 news for our first break. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
For years, the lady slipper orchid, known for its unique pouch-shaped bloom, was heavily targeted by illegal collectors. Many of these orchids were smuggled abroad, leaving the species at risk of disappearing entirely from Thailand's forests. Concerned by this rapid loss, Her Majesty Queen Sirikit initiated an effort to conserve and restore native orchid species, particularly the lady's slipper orchid, which holds both ecological and cultural significance. Her late Majesty's dedication to environmental preservation has long been evident in her royal initiatives to protect forests, watersheds, and wildlife. On January 22nd of 1992, while attending the 4th Asia-Pacific Orchid Conference and Exhibition at Ma Zhou University in Chiang Mai, Her Majesty expressed concern that many beautiful Thai orchids were disappearing from the wild. She emphasized the importance of conserving native orchid species to maintain Thailand's natural balance and biodiversity. A year later, in 1993, Her late Majesty discussed the issue with then Lieutenant General Yingyot Chodpimai, commander of the 3rd Army Region. This conversation led to the creation of the Doi Intanon Ladies Slipper Orchid Conservation Project, the first royal initiative dedicated specifically to this rare orchid. The project was established in Ma Hong Son Province to survey, cultivate, and reintroduce the species into its native environment. The project expanded in 2004 when the Department of National Parks, Wildlife, and Plant Conservation established another center in Doi Intanon National Park in Chiang Mai. Together, the 2 centers have become vital hubs for orchid propagation, botanical research, and reforestation efforts under the royal guidance of His Majesty the King, who continues to carry forward Her late Majesty Queen Sirikit's environmental vision. Today, the Doi Intanon Orchid Conservation Projects safeguard 62 species of orchids, totaling more than 3,600 plants. 10 of those species, about 600 plants, have already been successfully reintroduced into their natural habitats. Beyond scientific work, the project plays an important role in raising environmental awareness among local communities. Residents are encouraged to participate in orchid conservation, helping to prevent illegal collection and fostering a sense of pride in preserving Thailand's natural treasures. The initiative has become a model for ecotourism, offering visitors the chance to experience rare orchids in their natural surroundings while supporting local livelihoods. Through this balance of conservation and community engagement, the project continues to flourish as a living tribute to the Queen Mother's enduring love for nature. The Lady Slipper orchid now blooms once again across Thailand's northern forests, a vibrant symbol of Her late Majesty Queen Sirikit's boundless compassion and lifelong commitment to protecting the nation's precious natural heritage for generations to come.
Sawadee, welcome back to Thai Pulse. Now, for this break, we're going to start with something delicious. Are you hungry? I'm really hungry.
Delicious and smelly.
Well, it depends on who you're asking. Most Asian would say that it smells nice.
Yeah.
Whenever you smell it, you salivate. But for certain groups of people, especially Europeans and Westerners, they don't really like this certain group of fruit, durian. And it's known to be the king of fruits. So if you haven't tried it already, maybe it's because of the smell or whatever reasons, but I think you should definitely give it a try. You know, just to see if you actually hate or like it, because certain groups of people love it and certain hates it because of the smell most of the time. So for this one, we're going to talk about how Thai durian tops China imports with a record of $4 billion in 2024. First of all, the figures are based on 2024 because it is the most recent year with complete and officially confirmed trade data. Data for 2025 is still being compiled and has not yet been finalized. So that is why we're using the numbers from 2024. Now, Thailand's Department of Internal Trade, or DIT, is closely monitoring the domestic durian market and preparing campaigns to boost product image and consumer confidence. DIT Director General Witthayakon Manined said the department has been proactively tracking production volumes, market conditions, and consumer demand in both domestic and export markets. The goal is to ensure efficient market management, stable prices, and fair income for farmers. Eastern Thailand durian is expected to enter the market from April, peaking in May to June. Southern Thailand durian will follow from June onwards, ensuring continuous supply. DIT is working with government agencies and the private sector to analyze demand by variety, ripeness, quality, and consumption style, prevent oversupply and price crashes, and also to improve distribution planning. Export opportunities remain strong, especially in the Chinese market, driven by trust in Thai durian quality. And I think we can all agree, especially if you're a durian lover like myself, that Thai durian is the best. You can't find it anywhere else. Thai durian can be exported as fresh fruit, frozen pulp, or processed food ingredients. All are very delicious. DIT views durian as a high-value global architectural product, not just a seasonal fruit. And there's also a new campaign which is being prepared to upgrade Thai durian's brand image, focusing on quality and standards, variety, diversity, and sustainable consumption. The campaign will involve retail chains, private sector partners, and online sales platforms. The objectives are to increase awareness, expand markets, and add long-term value to Thai durian while ensuring stable income for farmers. Data from Chinese customs shows that China imported a record high volume of durians in 2024. Thailand ranked first with export value exceeding $4 billion. Expanded logistics routes such as the China-Laos Railway have enabled Thai durians to reach China faster and more efficiently. Thai durians are now distributed through supermarkets, online live stream sales, and processed durian products. These channels are increasingly popular among Chinese consumers.
Right.
And another thing that I would like to add, not only can you find good quality durians at supermarket, but at the local market itself is also very good quality. It depends on your choosing,
Right.
especially because the salesperson, they will allow you to touch the texture of the durian too. Not too hot though, just a slight squeeze so you know if it's the kind of texture that you're looking for.
All right, so our next issue, it's kind of the bad news and good news at the same time. So it's about cracking down on nominee business and foreign land ownership. Well, Thailand has launched a major crackdown on nominee businesses and illegal foreign land ownership. According to the Department of Business Development, the department is working with 17 government agencies to investigate nearly 47,000 high-risk companies across sectors, including tourism, real estate, hotels, e-commerce, agriculture, and construction. So the cracking down, how do they do it? Of course, they will use data analytics, which are very connected to each other now. I mean, like if you file your tax to Revenue Department, that data will appear on the database of Department of Business Development. So it's all connected. And another criteria is the focus on companies owning land in tourist hotspots like in Phuket, Pattaya, Surat Thani, and Chiang Mai. So according to the DBD, new rules introduced this year require stricter identity checks, financial disclosures, and in-person registration for company directors and shareholders. Not like before, because the registration of company before was quite easy. You can do everything online, 100% online, but now you need to be present. And also the DBD partner with accountants and lawyers, ask them not to provide service to these illegal entities. So the violators could face up to 3 years in prison and fines for 1 million baht. Right. So that's good news for Thailand, because I think finally we should eradicate these illegal entities already. There are too many. Yeah. And the fact that we have connected data now, it makes everything so much easier.
Right. Good news for Thailand, good news for Thai people. And next, we're going to end this week's episode with another enduring story of Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother. So this week, we're going to be honoring Her Majesty with her support and concern for human rights. Her Majesty had many interests, and most of her interests concerns her people. So with that, let us begin. Throughout her life, Queen Sirikit dedicated herself to the well-being of people, particularly the vulnerable, the displaced, and those often unseen by society. This is not a story of politics. It is a story of service, empathy, and human-centered leadership. Born into a rapidly changing world, Queen Sirikit came of age at a time when nations across Asia were redefining identity, independence, and social responsibility. From the beginning of her public life, she viewed her role not as ceremonial, but as deeply human. Her Majesty often emphasized that true leadership begins with understanding people's lived realities, their struggles, their traditions, and their dignity. This belief would guide decades of work focused on healthcare, humanitarian aid, cultural preservation, and social welfare. One of Her Majesty's most significant roles was her long-standing leadership within the Thai Red Cross Society. As president of the organization, Queen Sirikit was instrumental in expanding emergency medical services, disaster relief operations, and community healthcare outreach. But more importantly, she brought humanity to humanitarian work. She frequently visited hospitals, refugee centers, and disaster-affected areas, not as a distant figure, but as someone who listened, observed, and responded. Her presence alone sent a powerful message that every life mattered, regardless of status, nationality, or circumstance. One of the most internationally recognized aspects of Queen Sirikit's humanitarian legacy was her work with refugees and displaced populations. During periods of regional conflict in Southeast Asia, Thailand became a place of refuge for thousands fleeing violence and instability. Her Majesty represented a form of leadership rooted in empathy, one that prioritized care over command and service over status. In a world facing displacement, inequality, and humanitarian crisis, Queen Sirikit's legacy remains deeply relevant. Her life reminds us that human rights begin with compassion. Leadership is strongest once it is humane, and dignity must never be conditional. She showed that meaningful impact does not always come from speeches or policies, but from presence, persistence, and care. Her Majesty Queen Sirikit, the Queen Mother, leaves behind more than history. She leaves behind a reminder that protecting human dignity is a lifelong commitment, and that compassion, when practiced consistently, can shape nations. I couldn't agree more, because being empathized with one another is what makes us human.
Right, that's true. All right, that's all for Thai Pulse this week. We'll see you again next weekend. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
2026, a new chapter for Thailand that the world is watching. This year, Thailand steps up as a true global main stage, hosting everything from elite financial summits to the world's major music festivals. Ready to welcome everyone as the hub of ASEAN with comprehensive infrastructure, connecting every journey with ease and convenience, elevating your experience with attentive service in every detail, and low-carbon event standards for genuine, sustainable success. Be part of this new history right here. Thailand MICE 2026, the global stage of celebration.